Hey everyone, it's been a while, but I'm finally back with another video. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little different, which is playing through the NCFC 2020 Mega Man Base 8-bit demo. This has been out for a while now, but I've not seen as much support for this as other Mega Man projects going around. So since I have a platform, albeit small, I thought I'd use it to spread some awareness for this little project. As some of you know, I have a video with over 10,000 views on my Mega Man Maker recreation of Mega Man and Base. But that's nothing compared to what this is, which is a full game, actual game recreation of Mega Man Base compared to just my level pack, which is really janky and dumb and hasn't been updated in over a year. Anyway, as someone who's played through the original 6 NES Mega Man games, Mega Man 7 and 8, both the originals and the demakes, Mega Man 9, 10, 11, and Mega Man Base, countless times, I think I have the ability to classify myself as a Mega Man expert. So, using this knowledge, I'm going to play through this demo and give him constructive criticism. Because as much as this project does right, which there's a lot, there are a few nitpicks I have and suggestions which I think, if implemented, can make it even better. However, the main goal of this is to spread awareness. So I will link both the Discord and other links for the project in the description, so make sure you click on those and give the creator the support and love and everything. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, so this is the main menu, as you can see. Now in this demo there are 3 playable stages, which are Cold Man, Astro Man, and Ground Man. But let's just go through some other stuff first, because there are some things in the menu I want to talk about. Alright, so we have some basic configuration and gamepad controls. VSync, always turn it off, because it sucks. Music volume and everything, which is nice because the previous FC games, 7 and 8, albeit old, all this stuff was in a separate configuration menu, which was really annoying to get through. So I'm glad it's actually in the game, not like the others. Now, also the music playlist, you can either use the 8-bit soundtrack, which is new, or the original 16-bit SNES soundtrack. I mean, it would be cool to have a version for the GBA soundtrack in there as well, but the GBA soundtrack isn't that good. Unpopular opinion, but anyway. The basic stuff like show FPS, show controller, and some other stuff, as well as the version to play through either the English Mega Man and Base or the Japanese Rockman and Forte, which is actually really cool, because if you want to have the authentic Rockman SC recreation, the option is there for you. I left resolution for last because there is something I want to talk about with this. Now, there are a bunch of resolution sizes for different sizes and computers and everything, but there is one thing resolution I like for them to add, which is basically a separate one. Because right now, I don't know what the size the window is, but if you compare it to the original FCs, it's a different size. This is a very minor nitpick and something. If it was added, it's not life or death, but it'd be really cool if they did. So I'm gonna have here's a visual representation on the screen. As you can see, the originals run in 768 by 672. I don't know if it would even be possible to add a separate resolution size, but if it would, be really cool. Just call it Legacy Mode or FC Mode. I don't know, but once again, it's not life or death, but it's something that it would make it really feel authentic, like an authentic. Sorry, it was like my 20th take. Authentic FC experience like the others if it was added, but it's just minor. Anyway, moving on. Let's play the actual game. Alright, got character select. No music for it right now, but that'll eventually be added. Difficulty, hard, normal, easy. We're gonna go normal. But anyway, let's jump into Cold Man. First off, we got some beautiful artwork. Now I'm pretty sure most of Cold Man stage is from the original project, because there was an original Mega Man and Base project being worked on by the same people who did 8, but it got canceled because 8 wasn't that good or whatever. I don't know, it got canceled. But there was some artwork for it and everything, and I'm really playing like garbage because it is late at night, but you get the basic idea. So all 8 weapons are in the game right now. We got a nice little menu. There's Rush Coil, Rush Jet, the Ice Wall, You can push it. Spread drill. Also cool. Wave burner. Awesome looking. Remote mine. That looks cool. Copy vision. He's still shooting away. He's still shooting. That lasts for a long time. Lightning bolt. Basic string clear. Pinky blade. And the magic card. One of my favorite Mega Man weapons. Over here, we have some health and CDs. Now there is something I did notice with the batons. You see there is a little yellow spot at the edge of their sprite. I don't know if you can see it. But at the bottom of their sprite when they're flying, there is a little yellow thing that flashes. I don't know if it's intentional or if it's a glitch, but it is there. Anyway, moving on. There are CDs in this version. That was something I was opposed to adding originally, but as long as they're not over and cumbersome and more aren't added, I guess I could see the appeal to them. I don't personally like the collectathon aspect of Mega Man Base, but as long as it's not required to unlock bonus or whatever, that's fine, and that's my fault. So back where I died, testing out the slide jump, which does work. The reason I mention it is because Mega Man 6 does not have a slide jump, and I mention that whenever people are making fan games, because you don't want to use Mega Man 6 controls, so you can't slide jump. Anyway, moving on. I have these ice blocks that rumble and everything. That's for base up there. And the lives, they mentioned before, but there are no lives in this demo right now. They function like lives in Mega Man Maker, which they just refill your health if you touch them. But eventually, I know they're probably going to the demo, but I would like for lives to be added. It's pretty much a given, actual lives, but I understand right now it's a demo. You don't want to use lives. Here's the mini boss with a black background, which I would complain about, but mini bosses in classic Mega Man games have black backgrounds, so it's faithful to the original NES games, which is really nice. Over here's a little secret. Didn't know. Probably did. So here's one of the first things I want to mention is the speed of these little ice pushers. They are a little slow compared to the original. The original, they were too fast to their own detriment, but if you miss one, you do have to wait a little while, so maybe just speed it up a little bit. But again, these are just minor little nitpicks I have. Ow! I'm screwing up. When the puff of smoke goes away, that's where you're supposed to go. But I just don't have a brain today, so... So back with full health. Here's Cold Man. Looking nice in 8-bit. Now, I don't remember Cold Man exactly from Mega Man Base, because I try to tend to avoid the original like the plague, because it's hot garbage. But this does seem to be a faithful recreation of this fight, which is usually everybody's first choice, because there only are 3 choices in the original, and the others are way too difficult for first choices for bosses. So just like the original, at half health, he does start firing out cold mists. Just something I noticed, the weapon pickup sounds for everything is a little loud, but it's not in the world. I don't remember if the original you could actually shoot his little walls that come out. But one thing I do like is that even if you're under the cold mist, you can jump over the ice wall if you time it right. Let me... Hold on. Come on. Just fire another one out. Okay. He is just not wanting to cooperate today. Well, it is possible because I did it when I was testing it. He's dead now. Don't feel like that. Also, there's this, which I'm guessing is the big 100 screw, which means if it's here, it's probably not the gate stage, which thank God if that stage is not being included, because number one, it didn't fit an 8-bit Mega Man game at all. Like, it fit at 0, and the stage was annoying and stupid. So, bottom line, I think you're not going to because of the little 100 screw I just got, but don't include the Crystal Gate stage. It sucks. It's awful. And it does not need to be in this game. Or shouldn't even be in the original. That's the stage I always play, and I just forget it's there until I get to it. I'm like, oh, this crap. Because, yeah, it gives you 100 screws every time you complete a little challenge room, but a better way to give you 100 screws is how they did it, right there. So good on them. Keep doing that instead of giving me that stupid stage. Anyway, moving on to Astro Man. Now, there's a lot about the stage I like. First of all, I love the graphics here. I love how those little enemies have the jumping sound effect from the enemies in Mega Man 6. Also loving the sprite work for this level. Love that sound effect. Loving a lot, honestly. It's just so nice playing through an 8-bit Mega Man and bass. So right here we have a really nice callback to Metal Man stage, Mega Man 2. Now I hate when fan games or games use entire tile sets from previous games or overuse something, but this right here is a nice way to incorporate like a throwback without making it too obnoxious. Well, I'm a sucker for Mega Man 2 and it's my favorite classic Mega Man game, but I don't know, I think this looks really nice. Nice callback and it's kind of out of the way. Kind of like the, if you remember Mega Man 9 in the special stage, they had the little part before we go down to the mini-boss. There was the little tubes from Mega Man 1. I like stuff like that. And I'm glad it just included it in some way. I jumped right into that. Going up, we have these little dudes. I don't know what they're called. I only know enemies from Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. A few from 4. I'm not really traverse on my Mega Man enemy knowledge. But I do know they look cool in 8-bit though. The entire game looks cool in 8-bit. That was a nice little puzzle. Have a nice sound callback to the... I do like the classic sound tied to it, but maybe use a different one. Like if you had to, maybe use the Concrete Man platform sound effect. But I do like the sound effect tied to it. I love all the classic sounds that are used, but since there are just spring blocks later on the stage, spoilers, maybe use something different. Maybe it's not the same sound effect, I don't know. R-coil. But yeah, you can go in here, it's just kind of hard to do with Mega Man. I think these block sprites are taken from Rockman 7 FC, which would fit because the actual blocks from Mega Man base are taken from Mega Man 7, so it comes full circle. So our next boss is Astro Man, who thankfully still has his little intro. He looks a little different than he did in Mega Man 8 FC, but it doesn't really matter because it makes him feel more unique in this game. Because that's one thing I hated from the original Mega Man base is they reused 2 bosses. Like they couldn't come up with 2 original bosses. That's dumb. One thing overall about Astro Man, he's a lot easier which he was in the original Mega Man base, which is not a bad thing at all, because one of the biggest problems from the original Mega Man base is that pretty much only one boss you could take on with Mega Buster comfortably, and which gave you no options for other routes in the game. You had to take one route, and any other option would end in pain. So I like that the difficulty has been lowered on some of the bosses, not substantially, but still enough where you can take on more than one boss with your Mega Buster, resulting in more routes to play in. Last Robot Master stage to play through is Ground Man, and I'm loving this sprite work here as well. I like that every screen does not have to have a background. I like how there are some black screens, because that's what a lot of Mega Man games did. Not every screen had to be filled with backgrounds. But I like they are here. Like there's a good balance, is what I'm trying to say. Here's the little worm thing, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think the lightning bolt killed it. No, I'm drawing a blank. Ice wall, maybe? Yeah, it was ice wall. Kills it. Oh, that's really cool. And I still got hit because I didn't go fast enough. Something I just noticed, by the way, there is a bar for E-tanks, weapon tanks, and mystery tanks. Thank God they're in this game because the original did not have E-tanks. Now that's kind of a given, but I don't know, someone who wanted to recreate the original Mega Man base verbatim would not include energy tanks, and that's just stupid because that was a terrible design choice. And now here we have the mini boss, which thankfully does not take 96 hits like the original. At least I'm pretty sure it does. I didn't count out every single hit, but it doesn't feel like it takes a day and a half to beat this thing. It did in the original. Just one thing I love about this is that things aren't changed to a degree where it feels completely different, but it feels like I'm playing the original game, but not frustrating and stupid. It's fun, but also in a style of Mega Man, which I'm really accustomed to and like, which is NES style. Now, this part can be really frustrating if you're using just the Mega Buster, and I know it's a lot easier with Roll Up Master weapons, but I'm trying not to do that because I want to be, I don't know, the Lord would be objective, and you can't really do that if you're just spamming weapons with the entire thing, because what if someone picked this stage first? I have to deal with this stuff first. The only one that really gives me trouble is this last one, as I do it first try. Like, it's difficult, and it's kind of frustrating your first few times through, but as I just showed there, it's learnable. Here you have the little statues. There is something with them that is kind of janky. I don't know if you could fix it, but I don't think you could, honestly. It's not a big deal, but it's probably something with Mega Man I never noticed. But if two sprites occupy the same space at one time, there's that little flashing effect, but I'm pretty sure real Mega Man does that a lot. Something compared to that sprite flickering in Mega Man 2 or 3 or 1. But we are nearing the end of the stage and the demo. Only one last screen to go, which is screen all the drills, which thankfully is not as frustrating because you can kill them a lot faster than you could in the original. I'm thinking you can stop them from taking out the platform you're standing on. This is one of my most hated screens in the original. Thankfully, it's been made a little bit more balanced and fair, and I love that the enemy just dies to the drills. Also, thank God the last Sniper Joe that was right here gets taken out. He was so unnecessary and was just there to say frick you if you're right at the door. Now, Ground Man especially was a boss that got changed, and it's one of my favorite changes. First of all, he does transform like a Transformer still, but when he goes underground, there's a little dust particle. In Mega Man 4, I hated how Drill Man can just pop up out of nowhere and destroy you. Now, I know in the original there is a little effect before he comes right out of the ground, but at that point you're probably going to get hit with that at that point. And I like how the difficulty has been lowered from the original. It's another problem where the boss is still, this isn't an easy boss. It's still pretty challenging, not pretty challenging. It's challenging to an affair where it's not aesthetically easy, but not to the point where you're going to rip your hair out. It's first boss material, maybe, but I don't know how to describe it. It's not nearly as challenging as the original, which is good in my book. Also, you know how he didn't do that giant drill attack? I saw a lot of people complaining about that, but I kind of prefer it without the giant drill, because if it was added, it would be impossible by NES standards. It would just look out of place, and it was kind of a pointless attack. It was easy to dodge, and it would just sit there to waste your time, because if he would sit there and spam it, you'd just be waiting for him to come down to actually attack him again. Well, what's this? We have one more mystery item that's unplayable. What could this be, perhaps? A symbol of things to come, or a secret intro stage? No. No. Please, for the love of God, do not include an intro stage. When I see people talking about the original Rockman 7 and 8 FC remakes, they're always talking about the intro stage, how it should have been added. No. No! Mini tirade, but intro stages do not fit classic Mega Man. There is a reason that 11 didn't have one. I made this argument before, but I'll make it again for this video. There is nothing an intro stage could add that an opening cutscene could not. Because either they're just there and they serve no story purpose, or they're just too easy. And I see people's argument, oh, we need to teach the player how to play the game. Well, if the stage is too dang easy, what is the point? Because there's going to be a difficulty spike when they get to the Robot Masters or Mavericks or whatever game you're playing. The intro stages only work for Mega Man X. And even then, after the fourth game, they just got over and cumbersome and just put with dialogue and made uninteresting and boring. Mega Man 7's intro stage turned a lot of people off the game. Mega Man 8's intro stage is boring, and Bass at least has good music, but if you have to add the intro stage into the game, either make it optional or, my opinion, make it a special stage like the Mega Man 10 Time Attack special stages, Mega Man 9 and 10 special stages, where they're in Time Attack or a separate mode, where they're not part of the main game, because they're just over and cumbersome, and they just really serve no purpose, honestly. Anyway, that was my playthrough of the Rockman and Forte or Mega Man Bass FC 8-bit demake. Go to the links below, join the Discord server, support the project, and thank you very much for watching, and make sure to dislike the video and report it. Goodbye.